There's been a lot of talk about this guy by the name of Nick Shirley. He's a 23-year-old, and he created that video which went mega viral, which purports to show this explosion of Somali fraud in Minnesota. Now, the only problem with his video is that it's mostly bullshit, and a bunch of fact checkers had an absolute field day with it. I mean, the guy's a partisan hack, and he lies, and he cuts corners, and he twists the truth, and he was basically caught red-handed. The fact of the matter is, was there some fraud in Minnesota? Absolutely. But it was prosecuted. It was prosecuted. The other thing is, the number one perpetrator of the fraud was actually a white woman. But he tries to make it a racial thing explicitly and tries to put it all on Somalis. And by the way, his implication, as he does in this episode many times on Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan, is like, no, it actually is like most Somalis are criminals. That's what he actually runs with. That's what he believes. So the guy's a hack. And of course, I can't take any of these people seriously because he's a big Trump backer. Trump keeps pardoning people who committed actual fraud. People who did over $1 billion worth of fraud. Not only has he pardoned them, he also made it so they don't have to pay restitution. So the victims never get their fucking money back. Okay? Like, this is a sick joke. Trump committed fraud himself, has pardoned countless people who committed fraud. Trump keeps giving he said, let's give the military $1.5 trillion. Meanwhile, they can't account for 63% of their money. You want to talk about fraud? You want to talk about fraud? They failed 8 audits in a row. They can't account for 63% of their money. That's where the most fraud in the country is. Right there. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Because he's not a journalist. He's not a reporter. He's a fucking hack. He's like some creepy dude with a Mormon background who apparently has the IQ of a dead ferret, and I'm not kidding about that. You're about to see. So take a look at this. How stupid is Nick Shirley? He tells interviewer Andrew Callahan that he lost respect for him for not denouncing the killing of Charlie Kirk. Callahan responds that he did, and Shirley admits he didn't watch the relevant video because he doesn't want to, since he already decided that Callahan didn't denounce the killing of Charlie Kirk. My head hurts from watching this moron. So that sounds like he's being like hyperbolic, that Hanania here is being hyperbolic. He's not. Watch this.
Asking how do you gain credibility and trust? Well, you say a fact for a fact.
And the fact is that the first thing I think of when I think of Somalia is
And the fact is, what are Somalis known for? Pirating.
Well, that's in Somalia.
Okay, so let me set the table on this one for you a little bit. Andrew Callahan says to him, hey, how can I grow my credibility with the right-wing base? Like, I want more right-wing followers in my audience because Andrew Callahan's audience is mostly left-wing, so he's more of a left-wing guy, right? So he says, how can I build credibility with these people? And Nick Shirley fires back and says, well, you have to call a spade, call a fact a fact. And the fact that he's trying to get Andrew to admit is Somalis are pirates. Bitch, what? Bitch, what? He's literally admitting the only connection I have to any Somali anywhere is that movie with Tom Hanks that came out a while ago. And so the Somalis were pirates in that movie, and there was a story in the news about 15 years ago about how the Somali pirates were seizing a lot of stuff. And so that's all I know about Somalis. Therefore, today, all the Somalis in Minnesota are pirates too. I'm not kidding. He's that stupid. He's that stupid.
Asking how do you gain credibility and trust? Well, you say a fact for a fact.
And the fact is that the first thing I think of when I think of Somalia is
And the fact is, what are Somalis known for? Pirating.
Well, that's in Somalia.
Somalis are known for pirating. Oh my God, what a child.
Oh yeah, there's no pirates in America.
Who's stealing all the money in
It's
Minnesota?
not the same as a pirate.
That is...
So most Somalis in Minnesota are stealing money from the government. Totally bullshit, completely untrue. And therefore, they're pirates. So the problem with Somalis is that they're like, in their DNA is being a pirate. Piracy is baked into their DNA.
Piracy. So how do you gain more trust? Well, don't be afraid to say a fact or an opinion.
Even if
I
know that I'm dumb.
Yes. By not saying anything about the death of Charlie Kirk as well, I thought that was pretty messed up. In a way, he's somebody just like me and you who was making videos, putting it on the internet, and then people literally killed him. But I thought that was kind of messed up of you to not publicly denounce what happened to Charlie Kirk.
I did.
I never saw anything on Instagram.
What am I supposed to say?
You never shared anything.
I interviewed the guy who was debating him while it happened. And I mentioned a bunch of times that it was horrible and it represented like one of the worst pivots in American politics ever.
And I didn't even watch the interview because I didn't want to watch that.
Well, you should watch it.
I don't want to.
Come on. He doesn't even believe in object permanence. This man has a baby brain. He's got a baby brain. He has the IQ of a toaster. What are we talking about here? You don't get to do that. I was really upset that you didn't say that thing that you said, but I did say it. I don't care. I didn't watch it. Bro. The fact that the right is holding this guy up as some paragon of honesty and journalism says everything you need to know about these fucking idiots, okay? It says everything you need to know. This is not a serious movement. These are not serious people. They're not. This is a joke. It's a race to the bottom.
Why? It's historically relevant.
It is historically relevant. I did lose respect for you when it felt like you went silent.
Well, you should watch the video because I say some stuff in it.
Okay, cool.
Do you ever see a world in which...
Oh my God. Crystal said to me, she watched this too, and what she said to me was like, I'm past the point of being like outraged about him. Like I feel like it's punching down to even talk about him. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, he's had such a negative impact on the body politic. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of his actions, because of his fucking relentlessly lying fake documentary, we now have, that's why ICE went to Minneapolis. That's what led to the death of Renee Nicole Good. That's what led to the harassment of all these innocent people. That's what led to Tim Walz saying, I'm not going to run for re-election. Like, this motherfucker had a massive impact. So even if it is punching down, bitch, I'm going to punch down. That's where I'm going. All right, I'm not done. Who do you think are the 3 most benevolent billionaires? You guys are going to love this. You're going to love this. If I only showed you this, you would walk away with the correct perception of who this guy Nick Shirley is.
Who do you think are the 3 most benevolent billionaires?
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Bruh, you don't know the word benevolent and you're 23 years old? Congratulations, right-wingers. This is who you get your news from.
Who do you think are the 3 most benevolent billionaires?
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Just well-intentioned, positive billionaires who you think are creating, net positive societal progress.
Trump? The president?
Trump's so positive. By the way, he goes on to say, he doesn't even take a salary. He's doing everything to help this country. He won't even take a salary. You fucking jackass. He's made like $5 billion off the White House completely illegally. He scammed his own followers with the crypto shitcoin. So did Melania. The whole thing is a grift. They're robbing everybody blind. What are you talking about? He didn't take a salary. And understand something, the reason Trump does that, I never took a salary, the reason he does that whole shtick is because it dupes fucking idiots like Nick Shirley and everybody who's got the same IQ as him. It dupes them. Oh my God, he doesn't even take a salary. He's obviously doing this for the love of country. Meanwhile, they don't look into all of his fucking business ties, all of the violations of the emoluments clause, all of the illegal things he's doing. Oh my God. Yeah, Trump's having a great impact on the world. Jesus Christ. Save me from this. Save me from this, bro. Nick Shirley on whether his Minnesota daycare video was used to distract from the Epstein files. This is actually a great question from Andrew Callahan. And this makes perfect sense, bro. Listen to this.
But if you look at Google Trends specifically, like the phrase Somali fraud was borderline non-existent, it just so happens to really kick up through your piece on December 16th.
Yeah.
Which is the exact same day that the Trump administration and Kash Patel released the redacted Epstein files list that by all people was seen as like a disaster with hundreds of pages of blacked out stuff. Was there a part of you that was curious if maybe there was people in the GOP who chose to signal boost your piece as wide and far as possible in a way to distract and move the goalpost away from that?
I don't know. Like if that was their initiative, it probably worked pretty well.
Oh my God, what a fucking admission that is. Ding, 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 ding. That's what it was. It was squirrel. It was look over here. It's like a laser pointer to a cat where they just go, and they just have to go for it. That's what you did. It's got everything for right. Oh, black people and crimes. Oh my God, they're all in. They're all in. Doesn't matter that you lied. Doesn't matter that you made shit up. Doesn't matter that you twisted shit. Doesn't matter that CNN went to the place that you said, was closed, even though they were taking money, but you didn't go during the hours that it was supposed to be open. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Jesus Christ. That's it. It was to distract from the Epstein files. And by the way, further evidence of that, J.D. Vance signal boosted it. Elon Musk signal boosted it. Right-wing politicians signal boosted it. All to distract from the fact that Trump is part of a billionaire cabal of pedophile criminals, and he's protecting other pedophile criminals. Jesus Christ, but I'm still not done, bro. Then we get this one. Ready? Here we go.
You know, because when you're talking about your issue with fraud, you mentioned healthcare being expensive.
Yeah.
So we're all talking about the same thing here. It's just, I think the main difference is how are we going to get there?
And then when we have someone like Elon Musk, the smartest man in the world, who offers his help to get rid of fraud here in the United States, that could potentially cut down prices for healthcare, that could potentially help cut down the prices for homes, that could potentially give people better wages, and then they go and attack him.
He just called Elon Musk the smartest man in the world, number one. And he said, well, he's helping to protect us from fraud. He's cracking down on fraud. Elon Musk literally committed probably more fraud than anybody on earth. I'm not even kidding. He's taken $38 billion in U.S. subsidies to launch 15 rockets that blew up. He told his people, we're going to have, what was it called? The Tesla Roadster, I believe. It was a Tesla sports car. He started taking donations for it in like 2017 or something like that and was like, oh, we'll have it within a year. Never came out. Never came out. The Hyperloop, what happened to that? Raised all this money. Hyperloop fell apart. Nothing came of it. He's the best example of over-promising and under-delivering. He does it all the time. He commits fraud all the time. It's not particularly close. He's the king of what's called vaporware. He does vaporware all the time. Not only that, guys, I literally have a story right here. Look at this. This was from February 24th, 2025 in NPR. A new document undercuts Trump administration's denials about $400 million Tesla deal. Elon got caught red-handed committing the most disgusting fraud I've ever seen in my life. What happened is, and this article explains this perfectly, during the Biden administration, there was $483,000 that was allocated to one of Elon Musk's companies for some sort of vehicle, right? And what Trump and Elon did, but probably it was Elon specifically because he was hacking around in the back of our government at that time, is he went in there and backdated it and changed it from 483,000. He added zeros and made it 483 million. So Elon Musk took a subsidy that was supposed to go to one of his companies, 483,000, went back and changed it to 483 million, got caught red-handed doing it, trying to steal $400 million from the American people, and then had to back away from it. Elon Musk alone has done way more fraud than the entire fucking Somali community combined. You dipshit. You dipshit. By the way, acting like this guy's benevolent, he's trying to help us and he's trying to save us from fraud. He just cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels. That's what Doge did. He got rid of the CFPB, the anti-scam police. What does the CFPB protect against? Fraud. Scams. That's the government agency that protects everybody from big financial institutions ruining their lives. And what did he do? He went in there and totally destroyed it. So literally everything this guy says is the opposite of the truth. It's actually disturbing. It's actually disturbing how programmed he is to be wrong. All right, more.
Why is California trying to essentially push out the billionaires by imposing another 5% tax on these people? When billionaires are literally the one who create opportunities and they create jobs for people. Yet the people who you support, because you say you're left-leaning, are the ones pushing them out.
Well, billionaires are choosing to leave because they don't want to pay an extra 5%, which should kind of tell you what billionaires are about, right?
Yeah, because they're not able to then pay their employees as much.
I think they'd be able to pay
$1 billion is not a difference to $2 billion to a billionaire. You can't buy, if you have $1 billion, that you can buy a $10 million house, you can buy a $20 million house. There's no difference. The thing is they're going to face different restrictions inside of a Democrat-ran state than they are in a Republican state. That's why they all moved to Texas.
Yeah.
That's why now Elon Musk, he moved to Texas.
Yeah, they're moving to Texas to save money because they don't want their money to be taken and go to the poor.
No. And what happens in California? $24 billion went missing, Andrew.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you that Gavin Newsom and the NGO industrial complex is embezzling the funds. But those, to me, I know this is probably going to sound crazy, I view them as not necessarily having the best interests of the people in mind.
Yeah, and those are the people you support.
I don't vote for California Democrats.
You're supporting the left. And right now you have the opportunity to support people who are actually trying to create innovation, change the country.
Oh my God. I'm going to jump off a building when I'm done recording this segment. I'm going to jump off a building when I'm done recording this segment. By the way, shout out to this person who pointed out, billionaires don't like higher taxes because it doesn't let them pay their employees as much, is one of my favorite political takes of all time. That's what he believes. That's what he argued for. That's what he said. That's why billionaires don't like higher taxes, is because they go, oh no, if you tax me more, I'm not going to be able to pay my employees more. Like, I am at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words. This man has fucking Jell-O pudding where his brain is supposed to be. And again, it just says so much about the right that this is the person that they put on a pedestal. It just says so much about the right. Weren't they saying he should get some sort of an award for his journalism? I can't. It's a miracle this fucking asshole can tie his shoes. Never mind, even make a documentary that's packed full of lies. But this is who they are. Never forget it. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.